All right, what's going on, guys? Simple Sports back again for the second time tonight, and oh my God, I definitely had to get this one out because, as I'm sure you all know, Vikings Saints just ended, and what a wild ending to that one. If you haven't seen it, basically Saints had the game won. All they had to do was literally make a tackle on a guy who was up in the air. Pretty much, I mean, for all intents and purposes, should have never had a chance to get into the end zone. Should have never had a chance to advance the ball, much less get into the end zone. Making the catch, cool, but there's no way that guy should have gotten into the end zone. And I get, at least from a distance, what I think happened is he was trying to avoid a penalty. I don't know if he was tracking the ball, but I knew he was tracking the receiver. He saw him jump. Probably didn't want to, hit him early or anything like that. But, at that point, you got to do something. He literally just went by the guy and let him go, and Diggs just walked into the end zone. If he makes a tackle there, the game is over. I think they snapped that ball with 10 seconds left, and probably 5 to 6 had ran off the clock already. I don't remember exactly, but either way, I mean, you can't let that happen. And they let that happen. I'm stunned. It's one of... as Jason Whitlock tweeted, it reminds him, or it's Bill Buckner 2.0. I personally immediately thought of the Butler Duke game, the championship game, with that half court shot that hit off the back iron, and why I thought of that was every time I see that replay. You see it in like sports highlights videos and stuff like that, and every time you see it, you think that ball is going in. It just looks good, and it doesn't, and they lose, obviously. And I see the same with the Vikings. Like every time they show that replay, and obviously it's on loop in Twitter. Every time you see it, you think, okay, last play of the game, deep pass. There's like 3 Saints around the guy. He's on the sideline. So even if nothing else, you think he's going out of bounds. There's a guy coming up behind him, and he just misses. And Diggs walks into the end zone. And every time they show him coming in, you think, oh, making the tackle, game's over, done. It's incredible. And what sucks even more is not only does he have to live with that for the rest of his career or the rest of his life, because he's never going to forget that, obviously. No one is. Especially, for example, if they go on to win the Super Bowl, no one's ever going to forget that. But he definitely will never forget it. And, the way people are on the internet nowadays and the way fans are hypersensitive to the things that happen to their teams and coaches, some people are just cursing them from head to toe. And I'm sure they are. The guy made a mistake, and I really listen, it just happened, so I don't know this for certain, but I hope that no one's like bashing the guy on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. Like, he made a very, very critical error in a very, very critical time of the game. But I feel for I feel for the Saints fans. I feel for the players. First of all, it was a great, great game, hard fought game. Neither team quit. Saints didn't quit. They were down 17. Looked like they were going to get blown off the field. They never quit. The Vikings didn't quit once the Saints answered back and even took the lead with 30 or 45 seconds left, however many there were. No one counted or no one gave Case Keenum credit. No one thought, especially at that point when you got under a minute left with one timeout, from that far away with 10 seconds left. They have no timeouts at that point. And it's Case Keenum. No one, I'm sure, no one would have given him credit to say he's going to make this happen. But everyone on that sideline and Stephen Diggs definitely did. And they made it happen. Hats off to him. That was a great fight by both teams. Honestly, neither team lost really. It's just the Vikings ended up having more points because that was a great game. Saints should not hang their head. I feel bad because I felt like this was the year Drew Brees might get back to the Super Bowl, and I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in NFL history. Even though he has a Super Bowl ring and has a lot of records in his name, I still feel like he gets overlooked by a lot of people, and I think that's wholly unfair. And I thought this was going to be his year to kind of get back in people's minds with the Super Bowl, at least an appearance, if not a victory. But it falls short after a hard-fought season. Man, I feel terrible for the fans and for the team because, like I said, that was rough to watch. Even, and I'm not a Saints fan, but man, I would not know what to do with myself if that were Tennessee had just done the same thing to, say, New England, and they had taken the lead, and then in the last 30 seconds, somehow, someone broke free on a completely just a flat-out mistake. I'd be heartbroken. So I don't know. What a game, though. I will say this. Obviously, we have the the Vikings, Eagles, and Pats, Jags next week. I think it's going to be Pats, Vikings. I like the Eagles. I would have picked the Eagles had Carson Wentz been healthy, but I don't buy Foles against that defense. That defense is ridiculous. So we'll see how it goes. What a game. What a weekend. Blake Bortles, Nick Foles, Case Keenum, and Tom Brady will fight it out for the Super Bowl, man. This is crazy. What a weekend this has been. I'm going to leave it here. Another short video. As I said, I'm just kind of stunned by what happened, so I don't really know. I'll probably do another video tomorrow, sort of after I reset and process what everyone else says and what just happened. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.